Okay, so we've discussed about improving your swing path, but you might say to me, Adrian, I feel like my swing path is better, but the ball's still going offline. Why is that? Well, that's probably because you're not controlling the club face correctly. You could have a super swing path where the club's travelling nicely from the inside, travels briefly straight through impact, about 1/2000 of a second, and then rotates back inside again. But if that club face isn't correct, the ball will deviate. With an iron club, wherever that face is looking, the ball's got about a 70% chance of going much more towards where the face is pointing than what the path is doing. So I really want to illustrate 2 or 3 big things that are going to control that. The quality of your grip will heavily influence what your club face is doing throughout the swing. So using a larger club, just so you can see the club head better here on this plastic one, as we turn away in the golf swing, the face appears to open in conjunction with the turning of my body. And it's passing through into this square position or slightly toned down position here through in the backswing and takeaway. Then it would continue up and get into what we know as a square position. So ideally we want the leading edge of the club roughly in line with our lead arm here. If you start getting extremes where the club face is looking up to the sky, too closed, or the club face is very open, and that would apply in the backswing and takeaway here as well. If the club face gets very open or very closed, these extremes will then require an extreme compensation through impact. Now I'm not saying you can't play that way, because there are some leading players that have an extremely poor club face position but then have an overcompensation in the downswing, so they get compensating errors, 2 wrongs making a right, and if you hit thousands of golf balls you may make that work, but you're maybe not going to be as consistent. So from a club player's point of view, or any aspiring golfer, if we look at the grip, the top hand wants to come side on and rotate over. So I've put this T-peg in here, and you'll see it's about kind of 1 o'clock on the clock face as you're viewing me. We want to avoid extremes where it gets too weak, too far off around here, or too strong. Now the same would apply with the bottom hand or your right hand for a right-handed golfer. Again, about 1 o'clock, so both of these T's are aligned parallel. If I get extremely strong underneath, this may well have a shutting effect on the club face, closing effect here, and I better make sure through impact and then hold it off. But now I've got a host of other problems, is I'm going to have to play it like a cricket shot or a hockey shot, and I'm going to have my hands leading to stop the face turning over. So that will deal off the club, so it'll make my short irons quite strong, my 8s and 7s and so on, they'll go quite a long way. But as soon as I get into my fairway ones or my long irons or my driver, I'll be de-lofting it and not getting the best out of it. Now the same would apply, or the opposite would apply, if the club face was extremely open. If my grip got over too far, the face got wide open here, I'm then going to have to spend the next few yards trying to compensate to square the club face up. So this may result in me releasing it early, hanging on my back hip, trying to square the club face up to stop it going to the right. Now I'm likely to get the arc too wide before impact. I can hit the floor, I can thin the ball, I can scoop it, my irons will be weak and too high. So this is all compensating to having a poor club face orientation. So remember, extremes require extreme compensation. So ideally, if we can sit in the right place where your hands are in this 1 o'clock to kind of 1/2 alignment zone, and the club face, it's acceptable for it to be mirroring my spine or toe up, but once I start getting very open or very closed, then you're in the danger zone. You're not going to be as consistent as you'd like. So ideally, coupled now with the correct path, we're starting to ideally produce and train in a constant club face rotation. So you'll see my club face is turning at a gradual rate as I'm turning my body, squaring up to impact and turning over. The more you can train this motion to happen, the straighter those shots are going to be.